Well, in answer to the second question, shock, like everybody else. I started at GE Capital with John Flannery 31 years ago, Sarah. We were office mates. We've been great friends since that time. It was a day of great celebration in August of 2017 when he became the CEO, because he's incredibly deserving, very smart, very savvy, and not only IQ, but a lot of EQ. And he took the job and he knew what needed to be done. I think there were a lot of surprises that he wasn't aware of, Sarah. And I think he didn't shy away from things like cutting the dividend and restructuring the company that needed to happen. But, as you just said, the stock is down 50% during his tenure. He's got a serious activist investor on his board, Nelson Peltz's son-in-law. And, Nelson Peltz has probably lost a lot of money in GE in the last few years, and not only because of John Flannery, but John didn't make money for shareholders during that time, unfortunately. But he put a lot of things into motion that, perhaps Larry Culp is now going to get the benefit of, as we've seen already today, up 7%. It doesn't seem fair, doesn't really seem like the GE way, but, that's capitalism.
Bill, you mentioned that your reaction to his departure was one of shock. What was his own reaction? I believe you've spoken to him this morning.
Well, I swapped a few quick emails with him, in fairness, not knowing that I was going to be talking about it today. But I think he was shocked, too. I think this came as a surprise to him. It's not the GE way, Wilfred, as you know. I mean, CEOs come from within, basically, and get a long lead time. 14 months is not anything like a fair runway. It's not anything like a reasonable amount of time, especially when he did so many things right. I mean, I know it was a tough year for him. We talked about it a lot. He took the bull by the horns. He did what needed to be done, and the market, unfortunately, didn't react well. And when you combine down 50% with the market hitting all-time highs and Nelson Peltz, well, then you've got a very volatile stew there.
Despite what Bill says, and he has kind things to say about John Flannery, who did make a number of moves in a short period of time, Mike, he never won investor confidence. Why?
Well, I think there was always a sense out there that there was going to be another revelation. There was going to be another shoe. Did we get clear answers about exactly how bad the power business was leading up to this $23 billion write-down that they did today? So I think a lot of that was, look, I mean, when you go back to a year ago, I think the bull case on GE was they're sticking by this $1 a share in earnings for 2018, right? That goes back a year. Well, they've fallen short of that, so it seemed like every time they had new results or new guidance, even though I think Flannery correctly is viewed as a truth teller and somebody who is trying to grapple with these long-term issues, there was never a sense that you could be sure that it was all out there.